don't know why the Negroes be thinking that new and young be pure and new and young can be dirty and funky. I don't know why they equate that with youth. You know, I know some young girls that had way more dick and pussy than I have ever had in my life. If you have not already done so, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe because it is so important. That goddamn refrigerator is always signifying because it is so important to my success here on the Patreon and the YouTube. And if you are not already a part of my book club on Patreon, you can do so by hitting the link below and donating a $5 monthly fee to be privy to all the shenanigans and the bullshit, and you get a lot of input on what book we do next, questions that we have in regards to the end of the month giveaways. So just go think about it, check it out. And if I'm making you laugh here, then goddamn it, I'm doing my job. Now, let's talk about Jan Gaye's After the Dance, My Life with Marvin Gaye, Part 2. So, guys, let's start off where we left off, okay? Well, remember, Jan was at a party with her hot vagina mammy. You know, the hot vagina mammy was, you know, smiling proudly at her daughter because her daughter was down there naked. Well, not naked, but she was in the middle of the pool, you know, swinging the bra, her swim top around her finger with all these, you know, fat belly pigs looking at her, salivating. Her mammy was just sitting there looking proud, like, look at my daughter. She's such a thought. I love her. She makes her mother proud. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when she took her top off, you know, she was enjoying the attention until she said, oh, my God, wait a minute. These niggas might jump in the pool with me. Then what I'm going to do? Yeah, hot pussy. Then what you going to do? So, fortunately, the fat belly pigs was content with just looking at her frolic in the pool. Mm-hmm. Her mother and Big Jack, the fat belly pig with the Star of David around his neck, he and her mother, Barbara, had went into the house. Okay, now we ain't got to tell you what was going on in the house. All of us grown here, we already know. Now, when she got out of the pool, you know, Luke with the bad toupee, you know, the attorney that her mammy worked for, had motioned for Jan to come on over. Come sit next to me, baby girl. Come sit next to me. Mm-hmm. So she sat over there, and the nigga tried it. You heard me? He lunged at her. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me tell you something that I be like, that is for real. I just thought that was a DC thing, really. But what Jan said the dude did was took her hand like this and did this, look, and did this motion like this to her. Who said that means I want to fuck? But that's what it meant. It meant I want to fuck. Okay. She said Luke took her hand and did like this and then pulled her in and then sucked her face. She was shocked and awed, okay? She was like, oh my God, this old ass man with a toupee on his head or falling off his head is trying to hunch on me. Mama! Not really, she ain't scream for her mammy because, you know, hoes know how to play it cool, okay? But what she did was, you know, her mammy was coming out the door. I guess she got finished with the fat belly pig with the Star of David around his neck, okay? So she was finished with him, okay? So she come out, Jan run over to her mother and is like, I'm ready to go. Jan mama like, wait a minute. Luke fitting to put some steaks on the grill, baby. You about to fuck it up for all of us. Jan said, I don't care. I want to go. See, that's what happened when you bring your daughter to a party and she don't know that she the got daggone, what is that? The appetizer. Well, she might know it because, you know, I mean, that is her mother. But still, Jan is like, fuck Luke. Fuck them steaks. Fuck that fat belly pig you went back there with the Star of David around his neck. I'm ready to go. her mother seen that Jan was serious. Okay, all right. So Jan may be serious. We can't, mess this up for all of us. Guys, Jan is not feeling well, so we're gonna take her home. All the guys was like, huh? You taking the refreshments home? Yeah, she's not feeling well. Sorry, guys. Doodles. So now we back at 17. I told you she go back and forth between ages. I don't know why, but like I said, I trust David Ritz. Okay. So she back at 17 after she met, Marvie Pooh. So here she is. She's talking about her mom's struggles, okay? And how she says it all started was when she was 14 years old and a situation had happened with her mother and her stepfather, Earl, the drug dealer. She said when she was 15, her mother, out of the blue, came to her and said, come on, we got to go. Jan was like, where we going? We going over Renee's house. Renee's house, that's your best friend, Ma. What we going over there for? We always go over there. Just get your ass in the car. We got to go. But it's always a bitch named Renee. And when they got to Renee's house, guess who car was sitting out front? That motherfucking Earl. Yes. Earl was hunching on Barbie, the mammy, and her best friend Renee. That motherfucker Renee. It's always a bitch named Renee or Tanya. Okay, it's always a bitch named Renee or Tanya. No, or Keisha. Renee, Tanya, Keisha. Don't trust them bitches. When they got back home, Mammy started throwing shit out the window. Now, already, I told you that the mother already had some issues with drugs. Okay, so now she got issues with drugs and depression. The only thing her mammy wanted to do was, I can't remember whether it was a cat or a dog, but the only thing the mother wanted to do was just love and rub on the dog. I think it was a poodle or some kind of dog. The mother was obsessed with the dog, according to Jan. I'm saying. Less than a year later, Renee had Earl's baby. Oh, yikes. Ugh. I ain't having nobody's baby. I might be a Renee. I'm just joking, y'all. I'm just joking. But I might be a Renee, but I ain't having nobody's baby. And that don't. And one nigga tried to tell me that I was selfish because I didn't want to have a baby. I said, what? Dude told me that I was selfish because you're supposed to be fruitful, and multiply. That is what you was put on this earth to do. How's that, Clarence, when I already raised one? And that one wasn't mine. Okay? I had to grow up real fast. Okay? I had my baby as a teenager. Okay? Don't play with me. I ain't have it. Shit. You better get the fuck out of my face talking about something. Listen, I wasn't selfish when I had to help raise a baby that was not mine. Okay? Y'all be like, Nay, you got issues with being a big sister. Yes, I do. Mother was in a deep depression. Jan was understanding her capabilities with her sexual attraction because the people at school was letting her know, oh, you're so beautiful. You're so smart. And the boys, meaning some of the boys that were Jagger Jackson, Jermaine Jackson, and Tito Jackson, they was all friends. And, they was telling her, oh, you so beautiful. You so beautiful, Jan. You so beautiful. Now, she ain't say she hunched them, but dig this. Jan, girl, we gonna wait. So then she goes on to talk about this story where she was at a party, an after party, okay? And how she met Don Cornelius. All right, so let's move on. Now, remember, I say that all Libra men, they be real good fathers. They be, goofy, will have fun with you. Libras are always fun. We're always fun. Oh, but they be weasels. Okay? Them goddamn Libra men be weasels. They be cheaters and they be weasels. One day, the two girls, Jan and her BFF, what was BFF name? Destiny. Okay, they at a after party, full of athletes. Okay, where she accidentally ingested, old boy. Okay. I don't even like saying that name. Okay. YouTube. Here's my disclaimer. I am not promoting drugs on my channel. That's not what I do. I'm just telling a damn story that was told to the world already. She was at a party. They was an athlete party. They was handing around plates of lines. The girl thought that it was boogity sugary, so she went on and sniffed it. Okay? That girl was like, oh no. this ain't old girl. This is not old girl. This is that boy. So she ran into the bathroom and started earling all that stuff up. Good for you, girl. I'm glad you hurried up and got it out because, she said that wasn't her, her zhuzh. That wasn't what she did, or at least at the time, because I don't know. She says, this is so funny how this girl liked to say that she's not loose. But she was fast. If she wasn't loose, she was fast. But anyway, she said her and Destiny were hardly loose girls. So they left after they figured out that the party had a whole bunch of old boy on the plate instead of that old girl on the plate. Okay. So they went out to the street in front of the hotel room, trying to look for a cab ride home. I'm not going to, or whatever they looking for home. I don't know. I'm not going to, what's that word? Shit on her. And that's not a good word. But I'm not going to say anything about her decision to get out and go find a ride outside, because there have been times where me and my cousin Mick went all the way over there to the south side, and we wasn't living on there, to go down there to the Cherries to see R.E. and ain't have a motherfucking way home. While she was on the street, Don Cornelius drove up. Hey, can I give you young ladies a ride? The little girl said because they knew it was Don Cornelius, they felt it was safe. She said that he was a complete gentleman. Y'all ain't gonna lie, it's kind of hard for me to believe that girl, Jan, or that grown-ass woman, Jan. Jan, if you watching this, I'm sorry, boo. It's just kind of hard for me to believe some things. But I don't know if you hunch Don D. Cornelius. I don't know. The way that he's depicted on the show American Soul, if you guys like, I could review that too. I did it before. I did a good job, but I just didn't get a lot of views. But it's a show about Soul Train. If you want me to do that, then I can do that too. But the way that his character was depicted on the show American Soul, he ain't had time for them children. He ain't give two fucks about them children. The girls felt comfortable and they trusted him, and he took them home. Okay. So the next morning, ring. Hello, this is Barbie. How can I help you? Hey, Barbie. Yeah, I just talked to MG. You talked to MG? What the fuck does he want? I know Mammy was hoping that he wanted, her, but no. Marvin wants to see Jan again. Oh, really? Jan said that her mother's smile said everything. Jan mother hangs up the phone. Jan, Marvie Pooh wants to see you again. She wanted her mother to come, but then she didn't. But it didn't matter because Ed, the producer man, was going to be there instead. Okay. Jan wanted to be cool and buy some really good weed, okay, So she went to school because this was in the morning, okay? She went to school and was like, hey, I need some of your best marijuana, okay? She got it. She was so proud because what she wanted to do was show that she was cool when she met with Marvie Pooh and tell him, hey, look what I got for you, or look what I got for us. So when she got home from school, she over there, she excited, she getting ready, okay? Her mammy goes, don't forget that nigga married. Jan responded, Ma, did you forget that you didn't have some married dick before? Let's not play games, mother. So anyway, Jan is back at the studio. She is there enjoying her sweet prince again. Mr. Yuck Stickers, child. So she back at the studio. MG, Marvie Pooh, takes a break and he comes to the control room. I'm happy you're here, Jan. Jan says, I bought you a gift. She put her rolling skills to work, and when she was done, she handed it to Marvie Pooh. Marvie Pooh lit it. Jan said it was the most weirdest smelling shit she ever had in her life. I said, that might have been loud, whatever it is they call it back home. The stinkier the better. I thought that's what it was, the stinkier the better. So because it was so stinky, everybody was coming out, what the hell was that smell? What is that? Is that elephant dung? Jan started feeling embarrassed. So MG, being a gentleman, said, it's not that bad. The weed is pretty good. Jan said she knew that Marvin was trying to help her not feel embarrassed. Here it is, 10 p.m., okay? That girl got school in the morning, okay? I mean, of course, because she's under 18. But anyway, okay, I understand that she ain't the normal, little girl. Well, where I'm from, she is. But there's no Ed, the producer. He wasn't there. That was his damn setup. And Marvie Pooh says, it's 10 p.m. It's getting late. I want to take you home. Jan says, don't bother. I can get home. Marvie Pooh says, I insist. So on the ride home, she said their conversation was easy. Okay, now I don't know what a 33-year-old and a 17-year-old have in common. I don't know. There's nothing in common with, I don't know. Have I ever? No. They arrived back at her house, okay? Now, Marvie Pooh walks her to the bottom of the staircase to where, she goes up into the place where she lives with her mammy. MG says, it was a beautiful night, Jan. I really enjoyed myself. Then kissed her on the forehead. Good night. The next morning, she told her mom everything, okay? Mama was like, let's just wait for a second call. Told y'all, she old hate a bitch. Now, here we are where Jan begins to tell the story about her mother and Slim Gaillard, okay? So here we are. Barbara was about 14. She loved listening to bebop. Now, she loved the music of Mr. Slim Gaillard and Slam Stewart. They were a duo, okay? Although she ended up marrying a white man, she adored the mystery of the black rebellious jazz musician. Eventually, Mom sets her sight on Slim. Got him. Eventually, Barbara, Bambi, Barbie, Bam, what do they call her? Bimbo, whatever, whatever. Here she is at 15 years old, and she done ran away with Slim Gaillard. Despite her youth, his marriage, his 15 kids, and all the bitches on the road. She was in love. She was following that ninja to the moon, okay? If he said, bitch, I'm going to the moon, she said, I'll be there in a minute. Now, when she got pregnant, initially, Mammy went back to Boston, to be comfortable and to be comfortable. But then she was like, oh, no, I don't care how pregnant I am. I got to chase this nigga. I'm moving to LA. So in 1956, when Jan was born, of course, that damn Slim Gaillard ain't treat Jan no different than the other goddamn 15 kids. So what happened was the visits to see Jan and her mammy got slimmer and slimmer. And so did the support, okay? I mean, how much you think you're going to get from a man with 15 kids? Girl, if he got $100, do the math. Mama ended up getting a job as a telephone operator. In the meantime, Mom continued to date black men who were athletes and musicians. I mean, shit, Mama need love too. So Mom never cared about Slim's women, the kids that he had, the women on the road. Nothing mattered to her. All that mattered to her was that she could be next to Slim Gaillard. Okay, I see where you get it. Like mother, like daughter. 1973, her mother was hung up on Earl Hunter, the drug dealer. Now, despite the betrayal, her mother remained in love with Earl. That's why she was going through them depressions, because she loved that ninja. He probably introduced her to a very lavish life. She ain't, right now, what's her name? Jan ain't say the man got caught. She just said he was a large drug dealer that catered to celebrities and athletes. So, yeah, she gonna be messed up. She gonna be messed up in the head, because she'll be like, dang, where am I gonna get my next, 5 days after MG's kiss, and there was no call. Now her mother, the hater bitch that she is, only because her heart is broken and because she on drugs and she's depressed because her drug dealer boyfriend got her best friend pregnant. Her mother was irritated with men like MG. She just, felt like all niggas wasn't shit. Because she couldn't talk to her mother because her mother was old bitch, It's like, I don't know. I don't describe it. But anyway, Jan went and talked to her stepdaddy, Earl, the drug dealer, okay? He tried to console her, but the fact remained that MG has not gotten in contact with her. So, also, what her stepfather say, Jan, don't forget, he calls himself a troubled man. Okay, he's saying that for a reason. But what I'll do is I'll ask your mother to call Ed and see what's going on. So when the mother got in contact with Ed, the conversation went like this. Marvie Pooh likes Jan. He's just having second thoughts because she's so young. So when Jan received the news that Marvie Pooh was having second thoughts about their relationship, her heart was broken. But she was determined that real love was going to return MG back to her. So 2 days later, frustration turned into joy. MG wanted to see her again. And this time, MG, Marvie Pooh, is going to pick her up. The doorbell rang, and there he is, Marvie Pooh, okay, in full Marvie Pooh glory. He opened the door to his maroon Lincoln. Yes, oh God, that beautiful Lincoln. And asked him, how was your trip? Because Ed told her that part of the reason why he's not calling you back is because he went to the desert, okay? So Jan says, how was your trip? He said it was good. I tried mushrooms. Mushrooms are very nice. I like them. It's a far out trip. And they arrived at an old school Italian restaurant. They were seated in a dark, secluded corner. Marvie Pooh says to Jan, I'm going to be a little naughty tonight. What do you mean, Marvie Pooh? Just wait. Garçon, could you bring me 2 apricot sours, please? Now, the waiter is looking at Marvie Pooh like, nigga, I'm not about to feed this little girl no damn wine, but he slipped him a bill. Nigga, get this girl some wine. You know what I'm trying to do later, okay? He came back with them 2 apricot sours, okay? Marvie Pooh says to Jan, do you like the new stuff that I'm making? Oh, yes, Marvie Pooh. I love it. That girl would love a damn turtle if he stuck it up his ass. But at any rate, yes, Marvie Pooh. I love all the music. Garçon, could you bring me another apricot sour over here? For her. Yeah. Marvie Pooh says to Jan, do you know what a muse is? No, Marvie Pooh, I don't. Well, it's what us creators use to help us create. It's like you are my muse because you're pure. I don't know why the Negroes be thinking that new and young be pure and new and young can be dirty and funky. I don't know why they equate that with youth. You know, I know some young girls that had way more dick and pussy than I have ever had in my life. After the 2 whiskey sours and the chicken cacciatore, the 2 headed home. Her home. When they got to the house, Marvie Pooh reached over to Jan and said, Jan, I wrote a song for you. Then kissed her in the mouth. Jan goes, do you want to come up, Marvie Pooh? Marvin said, I do. Jan wasn't worried about her mother being awoke, okay? She knew that her mama would be taking her pills and, by the time, she get in the house at this time, she be asleep because she old pill popper. So she was confident with that, okay? Once she go in the bedroom, drink her little pills with her little wine, she out for the night. I don't think that's what Marvin Gaye thought, though. So Jan went to sit on the couch. Okay, now she thought that Marvie Pooh was going to sit down next to her on the couch. No. Marvie Pooh sat in the easy chair and motioned for Jan to come over and sit in between his legs. Oh, look at you. You're so beautiful, Jan. You're so young and beautiful. Look at your mouth. So lovely, such a lovely mouth you have, Jan. Lovers, if you have not already done so, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe because it is so important to my success here on the Patreon. And if you are not a member of my Patreon book club yet, just hit the link below. And for a $5 monthly fee, you can be privy to all the shenanigans first before YouTube gets it, if YouTube gets it. Now, remember this. The same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. Naysayers, my patron loves, have a good one.